everyone, this is Julia Batson speaking on behalf of my group with Crystal Keepus and Kaylee Jones. This is our Com Theory final project on social penetration theory. Class was taught by Dr. Hicks Golson at Austin Peay State University. The two founders of social penetration theory are Erwin Altman and Thomas Taylor. Altman, pictured here, is a New York native who graduated from NYU. He later became a psychology professor at the University of Utah, with the predominance of his work being in environmental psychology. After serving in the U.S. Army, Taylor began his psychology studies at Howard University. He later became a provost and psychology professor at Lincoln University before his passing. These two men collaborated to define social penetration as the process of developing deeper intimacy with another person through mutual self-disclosure and other forms of vulnerability. This information was gathered from Chapter 9 in our textbook on page 114, n.com and deepdive.com. The main points of Altman and Taylor's theory are correlated to the structure of an onion. Similar to what Shrek says in his first movie, getting to know him is like peeling back an onion, which is a layer-by-layer process. According to Altman and Taylor, the outermost layer of the onion represents the surface of an individual's personal life. As the person feels more comfortable with the other individual, the disclosure of personal details flows more freely. The diagram shows the progression of the severity of the topics, moving from facts about the person to preference in fashion and entertainment, to goals and aspirations, to religion, fantasies and fears, all the way to the individual's concept of self. This video clip is from the 2004 movie 50 First Dates. This scene depicts an example of the social penetration theory in a real-world setting. So let's take a look.
My ass wet. Hey, shut up.
You want me real brimstone, me like the heat from the fire. You were always burning anytime you're around. My body keeps calling for your touch. This is like your sweet romance. She gets another side of you with this a woman I adore. A side
What's the matter with him?
Looks like a stupid asshole to me.
I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, that's all right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm having a problem with something, but...
Is it something that I can help you with?
No. I just can't read. You gotta be kidding.
Here, I can read the
Oh, no. Thank you. I can do this on my own. Appreciate the sentiment. I'm gonna get an order of the... Nephew?
Pan.
Panclocks.
Pancakes.
Okay, I'll have pancakes.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. I'm so stupid.
Don't cry.
Stupid.
Don't cry.
I don't know anything. What a loser.
I'll tell you what, why don't you come over there with me? You can have some breakfast and I'll help teach you some of the words.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds nice.
Come on over.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
In this scene, Adam Sandler's character demonstrated the theory by showing his vulnerable side to Drew Barrymore's character. He shared personal information to a complete stranger. By telling her that he was illiterate while crying, Barrymore felt more comfortable with him, inviting him to join her table for the remainder of the meal, which explains how social penetration works. For the critique of the social penetration theory, we examined one presented by Dr. Michael Lynch, who received his PhD in Communication Science from the University of Connecticut in 2004. According to a lecture he presented, the theory does describe the phenomenon that in human relationships, we unveil more personal information as another individual does the same behavior. It also begins to explain why this theory works, but he argues that the definition of self-disclosure may differ in later years. Lynch also states that to predict or test this theory is difficult, for it requires close analysis of relationships for an extended time. While it often occurs that the amount of self-disclosure is reciprocated between two individuals, this is not a guarantee. He also mentions that this theory only analyzes relationships from one dimension, not including how one relationship ties in with other relationships, such as with friends or relatives. Another individual who has critiqued the social penetration theory is Sandra Petrono, where we will examine her thoughts on these behaviors in the following journal article. In our first journal article, Self-Disclosure in Personal Relationships by Green, Terlega, and Matthews, these three authors examine the history of studying the research behind sharing personal information in relationships. The article does highlight Altman and Taylor's findings in developing the social penetration theory, which included a study of U.S. Navy volunteers and how these small groups got to know each other. Altman's ideas on dialectics, which is the force in relationships that partners determine if information is to be shared or kept private, helped Sandra Petrono develop her theory, Communication Privacy Management Theory. Petrono presents an alternative guide map for swapping information in relationship. Instead of Altman and Taylor's idea that one party must disclose the same level of information as the other partner, Petrono claimed that partners determine in their relationship what information can be discussed and what is considered private. The article continues on to explain how individuals in a relationship determine what is worth disclosure and the benefits of disclosure, such as developing intimacy or self-worth. The article even provides different modes of disclosing information in a personal relationship. In our second article, Self-Disclosure Among Bloggers, the Re-Examination of Social Penetration Theory by Dr. Tang and Wong, the article shows how social penetration theory exists even in the blogosphere. People, even with the security of being behind a computer screen, will disclose personal information as they become more comfortable with the other individuals present, and as others disclose deep information as well. Once an individual online reveals private information of his or herself, the other party will feel comfortable with sharing the same level of personal information. This study included bloggers from Asian towns, analyzing what the bloggers were discussing and willingness to disclose information about certain topics. The results compared these topics to different audiences, such as best friends, parents, or the internet. While topics such as finances may be kept more private, some categories, such as personal interest, participants were more likely to share this information to someone online other than someone they grew up with. This not only shows how social penetration can work online, but also opens up new questions, such as why bloggers would rather communicate with online strangers than their own parents. In short, social penetration theory is an applicable explanation of why humans reveal information in the way that we do. Not only do we avoid stepping off into deeper topics until another individual does the same, we also feel more safe and comfortable once we reach a new level of intimacy that is achieved by disclosure, which helps develop friendships and relationships. This theory has excellent research so far in developing its ideas, but still needs more research so it can be developed further in the future.